I'm going to hit that 401k. I will hit it. People say that's money for your retirement. Honey, I don't even know if I'm going to be around for retirement.
And I'm sitting here at Santa Monica Beach looking at the ocean and realizing that my $50K in student and credit card debt just isn't worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So apparently it's gotten so bad out there for Americans that we got people cashing out their retirements, taking out loans against their 401k's. And so let's take a look at some videos, get some context, and then discuss, shall we?
Today I decided I'm going to be cashing out my entire retirement. I recently discovered, which I should have researched earlier, that my retirement is doing really well because 16% of my mutual funds are invested in BlackRock, and it doesn't sit well with me. And I don't believe in this system anymore anyway. If you don't know, I'm Sarah. I quit my corporate job back in January. I've been a nomad all summer. I'm DJing now on TikTok and started a creator network and trying to build an app that changes the way that we work entirely.
Quite ambitious.
And I'm sitting here at Santa Monica Beach looking at the ocean and realizing that my $50K in student and credit card debt just isn't worth it. It's not worth the stress to have money sitting. So I'm documenting this. Today I'll be calling my financial advisor. And I'm interested to know if anyone else has personally divested. I'll be looking to invest differently in the future. Yeah, has anyone else done this? How can I expect organizations to divest if I myself have mutual funds that are doing well because of BlackRock, which is known to be harming communities? So yeah, I just felt called to share that. And if you're in my family and you're seeing this, it's going to be fine.
All right, so this individual, let's find her name so I can give her proper credit. So her name is The Emotional DJ on TikTok. Shout out to The Emotional DJ on TikTok for being so open and transparent about such a huge financial decision. Yeah, this is I understand her points because in one sense, do I like BlackRock as a company and their values, what they stand for? No, not at all. So I get that idea. I get that. But to say that you'll remove all of your retirement from, I would imagine, all of her accounts and then deposit that into her bank account, that is something that I vehemently disagree with. Obviously, because it completely removes the ability for your future self to have any funds going forward and for any of that money to, have compound interest as it grows and as you contribute to it. My words of advice to her would obviously be to just move the money out of BlackRock and into other companies. We obviously don't know what she's going to do with the money. She did say that she had $50,000 worth of debt. And so in one sense, I understand taking all of that money and throwing it towards the debt. But based on the words that she said, kind of just not believing in the system of money anymore, it sounds like that's not even something that she wants to do. And so this becomes an issue, ultimately, of a lack of discipline, I believe. And we've all had that. We all experience the lack of discipline when it comes to money. I think most people at some point in their life have had a spending issue, have had an overconsumption issue, or just not the discipline to save money. And I think we as individuals should take up responsibility whenever we can when it comes to money and understand that even in tough times like this, even when it seems like the system is rigged against us, we have a lot more agency than what we're led to believe. And most of the comments agree that this is not the right decision. The top comment here is genuinely the worst thing you could ever do. The next one is 65-year-old you is going to hate the current you. Why don't you just change investments instead of withdrawing? Again, this is my sentiment as well. This is not a good decision. And I think most people on the internet that talk about retirement, 401k, savings, things like that. We'll get more into that in a separate video. Most people that do that oftentimes say that they're not even going to be alive to see this money in the end. And I just think that's such a silly thing to say because you really never know. But here's the other thing. Let's say you don't see that money. If you're saving and your money is growing, the best thing you could do is be able to pass that on to your offspring, to your children, to your children's children. That is a huge biblical principle. It just is the right thing to do, right? Because let's say I have $1 million in an IRA account, which I do not at the moment. But let's say I do and I pass away untimely, have an untimely death. I will be happy to give that money to my spouse, to my kids, to their kids, so that they can have a better life, so that they can at least have some advantages, right? And all of you are able to do that regardless of anything about you, regardless of your identity. You're all able to do that. And so I would encourage you to do that. This next video is interesting though, because it kind of takes a different approach to borrowing money in regard to 401k's. So let's take a look.
Two things I know for sure. When income tax time come, I'm not getting no money back. All my kids are grown and gone. Another thing I know, I'm going to hit that 401k. I will hit it. People say that's money for your retirement. Honey, I don't even know if I'm going to be around for retirement. I'm not about to walk around broke now. When I got plenty of money in that 401k, oh, it's mine. What that commercial say, it's mine and I want it. I'm going to get it. And sometime I may even get 2 in a year. Because I'm going to hit them for the loan and then get them for the hardship. Because the hardship, you do not have to pay back. I'd be dang if I'm walking around broke and I got thousands and thousands in a 401k. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's what I work for and that's what I put it in there for. Retirement, honey, I may not be here. And then the way these stocks going, the money is busy declining. So I'd rather get mine now and enjoy it. Because you may not be around. It may not even be a retirement. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get an income tax, but I will hit that 401k up.
Okay, so a couple of things. So apparently people are taking out 401k loans against the money that they have in their 401k accounts. And so off the bat, this is not something I'm a fan of because doing this, again, is borrowing from your future self and putting your current self maybe in a better position, but your future self in a bad position. I understand how 401k loans work. I do think there are some cases where it might make sense to do it, potentially if you're buying a house or trying to pay off a house. Because again, you're just paying yourself back. You're basically the bank in this situation. So the bank is not getting the money and the interest that would be accruing from the payments. You would just be paying yourself back, whether it's through Fidelity, Vanguard, or whatever brokerage account that you have. Now, where this becomes an issue is creating this false sense of having money because, again, you're just borrowing. And again, the issue is you're not making anything more. You're just taking from yourself in the future. And like I said, there's a couple examples where it might make sense, but if you're struggling to make ends meet and you're borrowing against your future self, that just seems like a circular issue of being impoverished. I know everyone has their own financial issues. I know everyone is in certain places with their money, and I get that, and I respect that. But I do think, again, if we're to get better, if we're to grow, if we're to become better stewards with our money, we have to make better decisions today. And I think a lot of that means making sacrifices, trying to build your skills, earn more money now in unconventional ways. Because let's be honest, the conventional ways are not great. I will be very honest and I'll probably agree with most of you in that. The conventional ways to make money, whether it's through a 9-to-5, part-time work, are not good at the moment. And we're beginning to, as a culture, shift to just want to focus on now and how we can enjoy life now. And obviously, I'm not against enjoying life. I'm not against having a good time now, but there has to be moderation. There has to be a mindset of building up for the future, for your future self, while also making sacrifices now, while also, making sure you have time to have fun now. I'm not against that, but you will be happy in the future that you did that. You know what I mean? And again, it can get so nuanced with all these different these whole 401k loans and, taking out money to buy a property and then the property pays for you. And it's like, I get that. It can get really, really nuanced. But the majority of people that I see online doing this are just doing it to get by. And that is not good, I would say, because then your money's not working for you. Your money is just, payrolling your expenses when your income should be doing that. And again, I know income can be tough for some people, but we got to be unconventional with how we earn money now in 2025. That's just the reality of it. And for this next video, it kind of goes deeper into why you should invest in the future and why you should potentially sacrifice some time in your 20s, 30s, even 40s to ensure that your future self is going to be happy and in a better place.
60 years old, still working hard as ever. This message this morning, I want to speak to the 25 to 35, maybe even 40-year-olds.
That's me. And might be you. So let's see.
And I'm speaking to your future self, not the age you are now. The 60-year-old, 65-year-old you'll be one day. If you're not already doing it, you need to be investing in your future self. And you could start with a small amount of money, but start today putting money away for the old version of yourself. You will never regret it. Compound interest will be your friend. You've got time. When you're my age, you won't have financial troubles or worries. So start today. My advice is don't take advice from broke people like me, but learn at least from my mistakes. Go find somebody, a financial planner, advisor, maybe somebody your parents recommend, somebody that you know does well with money. Get their advice. Follow what they say. And I promise you, the 60, 65-year-old version of yourself will thank not only me, but the 30-year-old version of you. Do it. Start now. Go for it.
God bless this gentleman. What's his name? A Simple Man 37 on TikTok. God bless him. Obviously, agree with everything this guy says. Very simple words of wisdom. Take it from someone, again, not from me. I'm a young guy, and I'm not the smartest guy in the room. I'm just a guy making videos on the internet. So take it from this guy who has a lived experience. He's 60 years old. He's at retirement age, or at least the age where you can start withdrawing from your retirement accounts. Who's telling us right now that we should be doing this today, because obviously the earlier you invest, the more time your money has to work for you. And it's not something that we have to complicate. Or look at your income on a monthly basis and just take a small percentage if you can, if you have a percentage left over, and put it into these accounts after you have an emergency fund funded. If you want other funds for like a car, things like that, just set aside some money each month. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't come at me with that nonsense. This is just basic knowledge. This is just basic principles that we should all be doing. And if you have debt, let me speak to you. If you have debt, I'm going to say something that might be a bit against the grain here. If you have a lot of debt, put the majority of your, discretionary income towards the debt, but just put a little bit in to savings or retirement. You have to pay yourself too. We've all made mistakes, I think, when it comes to borrowing money from credit card companies and things like that. And you need to pay that money off and then not do it again. Just don't do it again. But don't make the mistake of being in your 20s and in your 30s and missing the time when you can invest in yourself into these accounts, and be able to have a future to look forward to. Because I see a lot of nihilism on the internet. I see a lot of young people saying, what's the point? I see a lot of young people saying, we're not going to make it to, retirement age. And that to me is not helpful to think that way. And you may disagree with me, and that's totally fine. I'd love to hear why you disagree with me in the comments and have a civil discussion there. But I do think it is helpful to plan for the future. Even if it is not for yourself, it can be for your family. And that's a noble thing to pursue, I think. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. We'll talk more about retirement in another video as well, because there's so many things about retirement that most people are just unaware of. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. And so if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe as well. We got more videos just like this coming up. So please like, subscribe. Like I said, leave a comment below if you agreed or disagreed. We can have some fun discourse down there. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.